you've been back home for a while. How was it getting back home after being locked up in a house full of animals, so to say?
It's crazy because you would think that being in the house with like the fighters would kind of be the issue, but there was so much more to that they don't even talk about. Like they take our phones. I didn't get to talk to my little girl, my family, and stuff like that. So coming out of the house was uh, it was a challenge, man. I faced a lot of like anxiety problems and stuff like that, and I'm still dealing with a couple of them now. But as far as just getting over that, and finally getting back to the realization that I was on a TV show. I think it's crazy because I'm from a town where that doesn't happen often, and yeah, it was a great experience. But just the other stuff, man, we couldn't listen to music, couldn't watch TV. It was definitely a different pace than what I think anyone is used to. I mean, I think
Yeah.
if someone doesn't listen to music, they're a psychopath. Yeah,
Yeah, that's yeah, you got something there. Going back to what you said about you couldn't, you know, be in contact with, your daughter. That's like, to me, that would be the hardest thing. It's like worse than prison. At least prison, you could call somebody and talk to them on the phone, right? You can't even do that. Like, how everybody must have been battling with that right in the house.
oh, for sure. And I think toward the end, that's when everybody started getting real testy. Especially, I try not to be a sore loser or things like that, but my fight was very controversial. So it's like sometimes, in the house, a lot of times I try to stay positive. So of course, like I'm telling everybody, like, hey man, you just gotta, you can't leave it up to the judges. It is what it is. But then, at 2 a.m., I'm laying there in bed. I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of, man, I literally left my family for this, and I just want to talk to my daughter. And then especially when the winners got a phone call, man, that really hurt. That really played mind games with me as well. And then just thinking that you're just going to come back and jump right into your normal life. That's not what happened. Like I jumped in. I was the first one to leave that day. I got on a plane, so we got out like around like 7. My plane left at like 11. So we all packed our stuff. We got up, we left, and I got at the hotel around like 9. We went out to eat, and then like I left the restaurant, went straight to the airport. So to be around all those people after you haven't been around anybody, that was like the real like game changer. Just getting back to being around normal people, listening to music. You have your phone on you, but you really don't know what to do. What are you gonna check Facebook? You gonna do? It's like so. There was a lot of things that I had to come back to realization and realize how life worked. Because even though it was 8 weeks, I mean, it was nothing but fighting, and constantly watching what you said or done because that could possibly end up on TV, and you don't want to be that person that ends up on national TV being an ass. I work at a school. I'm around kids all the time. I try to be a good role model, so like I definitely didn't want to be that guy, and even though I didn't realize I cussed as much until the show aired, yeah, I dropped a bunch of f bombs, but it was all. That's who I am, though. I'm not. I wasn't trying to hide that, but you definitely don't want to get on there, saying certain stories or telling certain things because we're all human and we all got like those stories that could that we don't want it to get back to anybody. And I think that's the one thing that was like very cautious was every time I would start a conversation, I would look down and go to grab my mic and I was like, "Oh God, I'm not on mic." There's no cameras around. Like that. Just that in general. It took me a few months to get back to just being normal.
Yeah, it must have been like it must have helped you like overcome if there was any like mental battles, I guess, the mindset, just being away from the family for a long period of time, no contact. That's hurdles that you have to overcome. And even in fighting and training with like the coaches are people that you don't even know, right? So you have to get used to them
Right.
and then try to learn as much as you can in that short of time. Like, how have you grown mostly like from that experience?
Just my maturity and just realizing, I got to be on Amanda Nunez's team, and like I've said time and time again, she's one of the most selfless human beings I've ever met in my life. Like she's so caring, and to know like where she's at in her career, it's pretty cool to see how down to earth she is, even with that much success. So basically, just what that taught me is like, hey, like even though you want to be that big, you never have to change. And I've always told myself I never am going to change. I'm always going to try to give back. I'm always going to try to help the kids in my community. Like that's always going to be a part of me. And to see how she acts, how she is with her family back in Brazil, how funny she is. It's like I realized that hey, I can be a world champion and do these things. So that's probably the one thing, the maturity level, and just after the show, you do face all that anxiety and stuff, and then your episode airs, and people message you, and you're like a big deal, and then that all fades. All that fades. Like tough isn't the UFC, so it's like you're on a TV show, and then everybody kind of quits watching, and just to overcome all the comments and all the hate and all that stuff, just to realize like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what Joe Blow says in Kansas with the fake profile and the Kung Fu Panda is his profile picture. Like that stuff don't matter. If you don't know him personally, don't take it personal. Bobby Maximus told me that, and it really stuck with me. So I didn't realize how much crap on the internet was going to happen until the show. And I think it made me grow as a human and just made me realize what mattered. What matters in life, uh, first and foremost, is taking care of my family, making sure my daughter's taken care of, and then just making sure I fulfill this dream that I've had since I was an 18-year-old kid. So I'm setting an example for a lot of the kids that look up to me in the community, and I'm just gonna continue to do what I do. And that's the one thing that, like I said, Amanda showed me that. Amanda showed me that no matter how much success you have, you can always be a good person.
Yeah, for sure. And when you get back home and you get back to the gym, I'm pretty sure everybody's wanting to pick your brain because they want to know what you learned from like Amanda Nunez and even Juliana Pena and the other coaches that were in the house. How was that, getting back into the swing of things in your home gym?
So the one thing that like sucked about my experience in the house was my injury. So
Mm.
uh, I got pretty banged up, right in the beginning of the season. I know that it only showed me getting hurt episode 5, but I got hurt first day, second practice, and I kind of I didn't really get to do everything that the team done. So a lot of stuff that they seen in my fight was just things I've worked on. And I guess the one thing that really helped me a lot was working with Roger Crawl. He's an amazing coach at American Top Team, and he just really helped me with my inside low kick. And I've been throwing it for years, but he really critiqued some things and he made it come to life in that fight. And I owe a lot to him. That's my dog, and I still talk to him sometimes. And I guess that's the one thing I brought back home that I've kept working is just that six, that inside low kick, outside low kick, how to set it up, cutting angles. I'm the shorter fighter, so I had to constantly move. Amanda really worked with me on that too. But everything else was kind of like just from being back home, man. I have amazing coaches, and fighting's fighting. There is a certain way to punch, a certain way to throw a jab, a certain way to throw your cross. And in the heat of the moment, when we mess up and people throw it the wrong way, that's how they get caught. So luckily for me, I work on my technique all the time. So my coaches back home do a great job. So not really much of like learning stuff and the things that I learned on the show because I was running most of the time because of my elbow. But uh, yeah, I guess what I've brought back home more than anything is just that attitude, the attitude of being a winner, like the winning attitude at all costs.
Well, they set you up right away. October 22nd, Showcase MMA 28. This is for the heavyweight title, right?
I'm the heavyweight champion.
Oh, you're the
Yeah, so I'm
I'm sorry.
defending it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you're
defending. No, you're
defending.
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
defending
defending.
it. I was supposed to defend it last year, man, and I was supposed to fight this guy. I forgot his name, Kelvin something, but he ended up wanting to take a fight 2 weeks before mine, and decided to become a highlight reel on someone else's film. So the fight got canceled, and I couldn't find a replacement, and it really bummed me out. So I've not got to defend my belt. But I'm glad to, it's my first professional title defense, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take whatever life has to offer. I want to just keep fighting, man. As soon as this one's over, I'm trying to book another one. Unless I'm injured, or suspended, I'm trying to fight, 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 and make it to where I know I belong.
With the challenger, Anthony Horn. The guy's name is the nickname he has is Father Time, and he's he's a guy that will fight anybody basically, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he will do anything to win, you know, facing a type of fighter like that. You know, what kind of mentality do you need to have to, you know, in this fight?
Just do my game plan. I know he's been around for a long time, but I think the way that we've progressed is completely different. Uh, I've literally dedicated my life to this, and I think that I look at it different. I'm not saying that we're not cut from the same cloth, but I may be just cut from a different corner. And I know in that fight that my skills and what I'm willing to do at my size, most heavyweights aren't willing to do. Most heavyweights aren't willing to go on those 5 mile runs. Most heavyweights aren't willing to do all them sprints. Most heavyweights aren't willing to do 5 minute rounds on those bags. Like most heavyweights aren't willing to do what I'm willing to do. And it's going to show this fight. I told everybody my maturity has grown exponentially. And I just feel like I am such a better fighter than what people got to see on TV. And I'm going to show that on October 22nd. My confidence, the way I carry myself, and just my mindset about this whole game in general. I used to look at it like, sensei this, sensei that, bow, respect, all this other stuff, but I don't look at it like that no more. I look at it as it's very personal because I thought that my ticket was punched to be in the UFC, and then we all got that email saying that I didn't get signed. So I take it very personal because this is my life. I don't just a lot of people have plan Bs. I don't. This isn't. I don't want to do anything else. I literally want to fight the rest of my life. So I take it very personal because when you sign that contract, you're signing to take food off my daughter's table. So the only thing I owe Father Time is to make weight and to show up and fight. Other than that, after the fight, I can respect the things you did in the cage. I can respect you as a man. We can shake hands and and carry. I'm not here to make friends, man. If you don't train with me or you're not like a part of my team, like you're part of you're one of the enemies, man. And Tony Horn may be a great guy, but he signed that contract, so I take it very personal. I got to, in order for me to make it to where I want to go, I got to take it personal because this is no longer just a dream. This is no longer just like a thought or a goal. This is like very possible, and I know where I got to go mentally and physically to be able to accomplish this goal. So, come October 22nd, I'm gonna definitely do what I got to do to go in there and get him out of there. And I'm excited for the world to see how much better I've got.
Do you feel like this you defend this title, man, it just opens up massive doors, you know, with the larger promotions, like especially, you know, with the UFC, you know, you want to get signed, you know, and they need heavyweights. You know what I mean? It's not like they don't.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just depends on what kind of fashion I do it in. I think if I go out there and I look real sluggish and if I look slow, then I'm gonna look exactly the way I look. But like I said on the show, if I look like a whale but I move like a shark and I'm doing a lot of these things people ain't expecting, the one thing that gained me a lot of fans was that spinning wheel kick. But just because I'm 265, 5'10", 265, I got the mindset of a 145-pound man. Like I do everything. There's not a thing in my skill set that I don't do. I may not throw up triangles because my thighs are big, but other than that, like I'm doing exactly what all these other guys are doing. I'm cutting the corners. I'm throwing front kicks. Throwing spinning wheel kicks. I'm throwing Superman punches. I'm doing all those things, and that's because the way that I train. I may not look the part, but I am the part, and I know how much I've been training here lately. So if y'all thought that that was crazy, what I'm about to do is about to be insane. I know my skill set has definitely got a lot better, and I feel like I'm my elbows healed up now. So as far as like my wrestling goes, whether it goes to the ground or we stand up, I feel like it's a win-win for me. And I don't want to be that guy that sounds cocky and says I'm going to finish it in the first round. All I'm going to say is buy tickets and come watch the show because if y'all thought that y'all was impressed on the Ultimate Fighter, like I'm excited for people to see how good and how far I've come since then, and I'm just excited to put on a show.
For sure, man. Yeah, if you don't know, just go look up your highlight reel because man, it's like you have such you have the speed that you have, right? With your hands
Yeah,
and just like just even with the takedowns, it's crazy, right? So I can't wait to see you, you know, with you taking it so personal, man, because that's another level right there.
take it
Yeah.
very
So
personal. And people find that crazy because everybody's like, it's just business. No, it ain't, dude. Like you're talking about my daughter's future. I'm trying to like really stamp that into my life. I want this to be the case where people's like, he talked about this dream and he made it come true. My dream used to be the UFC, but that's not my dream no more because I feel like that's not big enough. My dream is UFC Hall of Fame, whatever comes with that. So, uh, with that being said, uh, yeah, take it very personal, and I just hope I want the best version of Tony Horn. He has 3 weeks to get ready for this. I hope that this is the best version of him. And I know he has some age. I don't even know how old he is, but I know that he has some age on me, and I hope that he's training like he's fighting a 27-year-old because this 27-year-old is a madman on a tear right now. I'm on a tear right now, and I just hate that, I hate it for anyone who has to fight me next. Like coming off the show, dealing with all the personal stuff I've had to go through. I've had breakups. I've had all kinds of stuff due to just this obsession I have over the fight game. And a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people see this lifestyle and want to be a part of it, but then they get into it. They get in it with me. They see the lifestyle I live, and then they can't cut it. And I live for this. I'm willing to give up friendships, relationships. I'm willing to give up a lot of things and sacrifice a lot of things for this dream to come true. So I know the man that's coming to fight on October 22nd is a new guy, and I hate that for Tony Horn, but we're gonna put it on. We're gonna fight, and I'm ready to do whatever I gotta do. Kill or be killed. And it's like I put it the other day: if you ain't ready for war, then you need to prepare for death. And that's the way I look at all this. And I'm ready. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for war.
Yeah, a man with no plan B is a scary man,
Yeah.
in this world. October 22nd, Showcase MMA 28 heavyweight title, man. Thank you so much, Handler, for the time and
Thank
all
you,
the
man.
best in the fight.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.